How to find business opportunities during this time of crisis. Hi everybody, my name is Saloua. I am an online business coach and digital marketing specialist, and my goal is to help you start and grow your online business using digital marketing. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing to this channel for videos like this every week on how to grow your online business. Today's presentation is going to be a little bit different. It's actually a class replay that I taught to my Facebook audience. But the reason why I like this class especially, it's because I focus solely on how to help you make some income during this crisis right now. We're going through a tough times where a lot of people cannot go to work, they can't pay their rent. It's becoming very, very difficult for people to keep their jobs. So with this course, I am going to teach you how you can find opportunities online and what jobs you can start today to start making an income. So let's dive in. So I'm super glad you guys are here. Today, what I'm going to do is I am going to share with you the best way to find business opportunities in this time of crisis. And oh yeah, I have to say where I'm at. I'm actually in Romania right now. So I will tell you a little bit about me in the next slide. So I'm super excited to be here, and I'm going to start the presentation with you. For those who don't know me, I'm going to do a quick introduction of who I am. So that way you'll get to know me a little bit. And I also wanted to set the intention for this class today because I know this is a tough time for everybody, especially because it's a global, it touches the whole world. So it's not just like one country or one continent being affected, it's everyone. And I think this is also a perfect opportunity to rise together, to support one another. And one of the things that I want to do with this is to be able to share my knowledge with you in hopes to help you, and we help out each other. What I would like from you is that you engage with me. It's important for me to hear that you're there and that you're following. And if you have questions, I can see the chat area, so feel free to add your questions there. I will answer them. But it's very important for me to feel that you're there. Okay. So a little bit about me. My name is Saloua. I am originally from Morocco. I grew up in Belgium, and then in 2005, I moved to New York City, lived in New York for about 15 years. And then a couple years in Arizona as well. And then as of last year, I decided to be a digital nomad. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually traveling and working remotely. I've been full-time with my business for 3 years. I've been working on this business for probably over 6 years, and I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset. So for me, what's happening right now, it affects a lot of people, but thankfully, I'm not as affected as most people because I've been working remotely for a while now. So it's really a pleasure for me to be able to share what I know with other people. Okay, so my background is in business and marketing. I essentially help people launch and grow their business using the digital space. I've also worked for Google, and so I have an experience in the digital space. I've also helped hundreds of people start and launch their business. At some point, I was hosting live events for years where I was interviewing live entrepreneurs, and then I had a group coaching, mastermind, so pretty much everything, you name it. Right now, I created what we call the School of How-To. So this is a platform where we can purchase for a very affordable fee, small, efficient, very easy to navigate online courses. It's called the School of How-To. If you're interested, just drop me a yes, I'm interested in the comment, and then I'll send you more info about that. And if you want to know more, you can just go to my website at salouaibarin.com. And yeah, so let's get started. What I would like to ask you is to tell me what field are you in, so that way I'll have a better idea on how to support you with this presentation. So what is your business if you have one, and if you're planning to launch a business, let me know what it is so I can get to know you a little better. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of content, and I will try to do my best to make it as simple as possible. But if you do need more in-depth explanation, I'll be happy to create a masterclass this weekend and then diving with you on literally showing you how to do what I'm about to share with you today. All right, so ways you can make money while working from home. Say it's the most important one if you're really running out of money right now and you really, really need to make an income. Those are the one I recommend you start with, because you don't really need experience. You don't really need the skill set. Honestly, you can learn that. Anybody can learn how to be a virtual assistant. That could be a stepping stone. It doesn't have to be something you're going to be doing forever, but that could be something that can, generate some income for you while you're building your business. Or when you're able to go back to work, you can still have a business, a work on the side as a virtual assistant, and then go back to your 9 to 5. That's totally doable. I myself have 2 virtual assistants that I actually hired from an agency I work with that hires them mainly from Venezuela. But because I wanted to help out these women who were, especially with what's going on right now in Venezuela, I wanted to help out and hopefully make a difference for these women out there. So eventually, if you do have a business at some point, I think it would be a great idea to outsource your virtual assistant. But right now, because we are in this time where it's harder to make an income, but it's gonna pass. It's not forever, but just right now, it's probably a good time, to get a job like this. Okay, so virtual assistant, this is my number 1 recommendation. What a virtual assistant essentially does, it's basically an assistant, but you're just virtual. So you will probably be doing stuff such as admin work. So for example, for a virtual assistant, the type of work you will be doing is admin. So what I have mine doing is most of my design. For example, I have designed a whole template. Well, I have bought a template on Creative Market or Canva, and then I have a structure and a system on how to do these things. And then I'll have my virtual assistant just following the system and then designing those templates. My virtual assistant may have to respond to some email, for example, anything that has to do with the admin work. So my email is info@ and then my business. And then for my assistant, it can be customer @ or client @ whatever you decide. You can create an email specifically for the person that you are hiring, and they can answer those emails for you, and they can follow templates. Most of the time, there are a system. You just have to have a system in place, and then they'll follow it. So that way, if your assistant is not able to continue working with you, you can just hire the next person and just have them to follow the system. So what else the virtual assistant does, they actually can do some of your social media work, anything admin, making reservation for you, making phone call for you, doing some online research, some Google search about a certain topic, etc. So they really do the basic, but I wouldn't say the negative side of it is that if a virtual assistant is not as skill set, that means that the price that you are going to hire her or him for is going to be pretty low. There are virtual assistants out there who charge a lot of money. When I said charge the money, $25 plus, $25, $35, $44. And they will tell you, hey, it's a package of minimum 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, depends. And these are assistants are usually very skilled, very niched, and they work for a specific type of job. And so it's very broad. But right now, if you are in a situation when you need money and you're not necessarily looking at starting a business, I would say virtual assistant is where you need to start. And I will show you where you can find these jobs. The next in line, like virtual assistant, is anything that has to do with customer service. So customer service, home call center agent, and online chat agents are, the people you yourself talk to. Like when I'm on PayPal, sometimes I just don't want to talk to somebody on the phone. So I chat with them, and these people, that's what they do. Online chat agent, they usually work from home. They don't always work from a call center. They work from home, and they are trained by the company who hires them. So if you ask me if you need experience or anything like that, actually these people are trained by the company. The next one is translators. So I know, Annabelle, you asked me, we talked about this yesterday. So if anyone over here speak a different language, I highly recommend to do this on the side. And this is a pretty well-paid job. So go ahead. If you speak more than 2 languages, go ahead and start to apply for this job. Translators, pretty self-explanatory. English teachers, well, believe it or not, right now is actually a really, really good time if you want to make some extra income to teach English. If you speak the language, you're probably going to have a curriculum with the company that hires you. But if it's private, you don't need much to get started. This is where I'm trying to get with you. So English teacher is a really good one right now because you can teach English pretty much anywhere. A friend of mine, I don't know if she joined here today, her name is Julie. She is teaching English in Turkey, and she does that virtually there. And she's also teaching a lot to Asian, I think it's in China, I'm not sure, students. And she doesn't speak a word of Mandarin, but she teaches them English. So you don't have to necessarily speak the other language to the people that you're teaching to. So this is also a very good place to start. So these jobs right here, virtual assistant, customer service, home call center agent, online chat agent, these are jobs that I would say you need to start doing today if you really need money now, because you can find this very easily. It doesn't require experience. And most of the time they train you, whoever hires you gives you a training. Translators and English teachers. Translators, if you speak a different language, definitely go for it because this is pretty high paid. And English teacher, if you speak English and you speak well, again, you are probably going to have a training from the person that is going to hire you. Or if you want to go solo, you just got to put your ads out there, and you can really go online and trying to see how you can start to teach. But I don't think you have to follow a specific curriculum when it comes to that. All right, let's go on to the other jobs that are online jobs that you can do from home. All right, so next are copywriter, editor, and ghostwriter. If you are a good writer, you can apply for these jobs. Copywriter and editor will be someone who is simply going to review the copy of your writing. I do have somebody who does all my copy, or at least go edit. Her name is Erica. She's amazing. We're working right now on the book for immigrant women entrepreneurs, and she is the one that does all my copy. So I write everything, and I don't know if you know this, but English is not my first language. Although I've lived in the US for 15 years, I still make a lot of mistakes. So I have somebody that does go over my copy and look for my grammar, if my sentences are correct, if they're grammatically correct, if I don't misspell anything. Although I use Grammarly, it's still important to have somebody that can go over your thing. So copywriter, that's if you are a good writer or editor, you should apply for these jobs. Again, you don't really need any background there. If you join a company like Fiverr or Upwork, it's really based on how good you are. Ghostwriter now, it's a little bit more complex because a ghostwriter is basically somebody who is going to write someone else's book. So you'll partner up with that person and then you can ghostwrite for them. The only thing here is that it's more of a longer project. However, I have a friend of mine who charges a lot of money to ghostwrite for people. She's extremely good, but we're talking about a year-long project and a lot of money. I don't know how much exactly, but probably over $10,000 or so. So you have to really think about these things. Another thing you can do with editing is you can become an editor for magazines. So that's another thing. You can apply for these magazines and say, hey, I'm a really good writer editor. Why don't you look at my portfolio? Or you can show them a few things that you're writing, and then you can get started this way. Hi, Eli, I think your name is. I have two businesses, fashion and a hoodie. Okay, cool, because I'm going to talk about that in a second. And online teaching German. If you can share some hints in the area later, that'll be awesome. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Hi, Tyrese. This is good to see. Wow, we got a lot of people today come in. It's really cool. The next one is social media manager. So that I actually did for a while. I used to run social media campaigns and run the social media for clients, but I did this on a bigger level because I offered packages, and I think the lowest that I was charging was for $400 a month, and my contract was 3 months minimum. That's how I decided to run it. Now, you can do this differently. You can work for companies who ask you already. They already know what they need you to do, and they offer you a certain fee. They'll say, okay, we want to pay you, I don't know, $20 an hour, and it's going to be a 10-hour per week job. Or you can just do it yourself and have your own little company and say, okay, these are my packages. This is the way I run my business, and this is what I'm offering. So social media managers, guys, it's really easy to do. It's not that hard. I would say maybe
learn the grip a little bit. But the managing, it's not complicated. No, I didn't say social media strategy. Now the strategy is a little bit complex, but the base of social media, you're probably gonna have to post for people. You're gonna have to schedule the posts for them using a scheduler software, which I'll share with you in a second. And you're probably gonna have to comment, like, repost, share, and just be really engaging on their platforms. That's all. A lot of young people, teenagers, they do that all day. They really like it. So why not get paid for it? So the next one is t-shirt e-commerce store. So that's really cool. Eli, you were just talking about this. So I would need to know a little bit more about how you run your shop. Is it a Shopify? What exactly do you do? Like, do you do the whole design things, or so I'd love to know maybe a little bit more about the back end of that. But if you are just starting out and want to start making extra money, a t-shirt e-commerce store is a fun and cool thing to do. But I have to be honest with you, every other jobs here require a little bit more than a virtual assistant or online chat agent. So that's why it really is important for you to think about these things, because I want you to kind of like it if you're going to be working on this a little longer, because you're going to have to develop skill sets. But on the next slide, I wanted to show you something about, we'll get back to this in a second, but I want to show you this company, Chummy Tees. There's tons of company out there that you can design shirts with. I just picked this one just to give you an example. So this is, you can honestly start a online t-shirt platform today. You just create a design, and you can do that. There's many platforms. I have a friend who owns a graphic design company. I think it's called Artboard. And if you're interested, I can send you the information. But then you can design over there your 3D design, and then you just upload it to Chummy Tees. And then you can have this on your website. You don't even have to have the shirts. You just have it they'll ship it for them. So those are the things that you can do, and then you get a percentage. So as you can see on the bottom, I don't know if you could tell. No, for example, you will buy the shirt for this price and it will resell it at this price. It's also very close to drop shipping, which I'll explain in a second. So if you have more questions about the t-shirt, would be happy to dive in a little deeper over the weekend. Like I mentioned earlier, I really need to know your questions and what type of content you want to see. So that way I can create a more in-depth masterclass this weekend, so I can dive in and there, really help you there. Okay. Blogger and YouTuber. All right, so these are not new. You guys seen this, but the truth is you can be very successful as a blogger or a vlogger. The only challenge here is you would have to be very consistent. That means uploading videos consistently, creating content of value for your audience, being there for them, and then really targeting a niche. So you can start today, but to be honest with you, if you are not going to be consistent for the next year with YouTube, I wouldn't even start, because YouTube is, I think, an amazing platform. I'm on it and I'm not even as consistent as I should, and I will start now to be more consistent. But if you're going to be on YouTube, you're going to need to be consistent. And the beauty of YouTube is once you have reached 1,000 subscribers, and I think it's 4,000 minutes watched, YouTube allow you to make money through advertising. And so that will be through AdSense. You can also add your affiliate links on your page, and then you are going to be able to partner up with other brands who are going to see you on your YouTube channel. So you have to be very, 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 very consistent. You have to speak to a niche. You have to talk, like, to help them with something. So there's different ways to be on YouTube. You can be tutorial, like I am, like you talk about a certain topic and then you explain people how to do things. Or you can also do other things. There's a lot of people who do reviews on there, and they get paid by other brands who are paying. So they're paying them to review their product. You can also do, there's other things like makeup, but that's back under tutorial. I would say the 3 top topics that are searched on YouTube are fitness, anything that has to do with fitness. So that's why the yoga videos, the exercise working out video works really well. The second is finance, anything has to do with money, Dave Ramsey, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, anything around money. And the third one is spirituality. So Abraham Hicks and anything around spirituality. So those are the top 3 when it comes to YouTube, but there's a lot more, but these would be the top ones. So let me take questions from here and then I'll go on the next part of this. Best affiliate program to use. Do you use any? Yeah, I use a lot actually. And you can have, there's so many out there, but I would recommend the number one would be Amazon. Amazon affiliate program is really good. Like anything that you see on my newsletter or that I send people that has a link, it's usually connected to Amazon. And then you can make a couple of $100 a month just through the affiliate links. I would always, however, if you do affiliate programs, affiliate links, I would always recommend that you pick products or services that are aligned with you. So not just with you, what I mean, your brand, your vision, your mission, etc. There's no need to start doing affiliate with a bunch of stuff. I mean, for me, it's just not going to align with myself. I don't recommend it. I also have affiliate links with ConvertKit, which is the email provider I use. I have an affiliate program with Samcart, which is the software for a sort of landing page software. I use that. So every time I recommend them, I get a cut. I have tons of programs that I'm part of, and I always ask for my own personal affiliate link, and that's what I will share every time. You can do affiliate link full time. I mean, affiliate program full time. You can just recommend product after product, but that depends on your business model. For me, I don't have time to just do that. My job is to help out people who want to launch and grow in the digital space with their businesses. So anything that I will recommend is going to be related to that. Okay, so Annabelle, what is the process like to receive you pay from virtual job? It is like a direct deposit or cash app. What information do you provide to the employer? My virtual assistant, that the way it works with the virtual assistant that I have in the agency, it works through Stripe. So I have to put a minimum of $80. And every time the money goes down to 20, it's fueled the money. So they take automatic payment out of my account to pay the virtual assistant for her hours. This is how it works on that sense. So for you, if you're going to create a profile on there, you're going to have to enter these type of information. You're going to be paid that way. I'm trying to think if you don't have PayPal, what is the other process? There's a transaction between them. So they make sure that the job was done before they pay you and vice versa. So that's why I like PayPal the most. Let me know if that answers your questions. And then if you want, on Saturday or whenever I do the master class, I can take you directly in there. I don't think they do Venmo on Upwork. Venmo is just between people. I don't think they do that. Zelle is more through banks. Cash App, I don't think so. I honestly think this is Stripe, PayPal, and that's it. You can always, besides PayPal. That really depends on the company you work for. If you go on your own and let's say you create your own account by yourself, you have a website, etc., I will still recommend Stripe or PayPal. I don't know if you could do Venmo, Cash App through the website. Okay, so the next one is programmer and web developer. Obviously for that, you need to be skilled, but it is also a really high paying job. So I've met in my digital nomad journey, I met a lot of programmers out there, and they do really well because they're usually hired by one company and they make a lot of money. So web developer, I recommend that if you're into this, to start learning how to code. I mean, especially to my ladies out there, we need more women into the STEM program. So if you want to be into that field, learn how to code, because this is a really highly high in demand. Anything programmer, learn how to code, web developer, etc. Am I familiar with Payoneer? No, I don't know if it's I've never heard of it, but you feel free to add more information on there if somebody wants to learn. All right, the next one is content creator. That is also a good one because you don't need more experience, but you kind of need to be somewhat skill set to be able to come up with content. And this is also highly paid. So I do all my content creation myself because I have this vision that I have about my business. It's very hard to outsource content creation because you want to make sure the person who look for content for you understands and is also aligned with your company. However, a lot of companies out there don't have the time to search for content, so they hire content creator to come up with blog themes, video themes, etc., etc., and that's highly paid. Hope, the only Chinese company I am looking at pays via is trying to understand it exactly. Okay, so I don't know about China. The only Chinese company I'm looking at pays via that. Okay, so I don't know about China, but thank you. If anybody is interested, then Payoneer would be what they use in China. What about Alipay though? Alipay is in China, doesn't it? So let me know if you heard of that. And Bravo is Arizona-based, tip or pay app, very supportive. Just information. Okay, thank you, Beverly, for sharing that. Okay, so Annabelle, you got few tips over here for you. Make sure you look through the chat. There's great information there. Okay, the next one is fitness instructor, and honestly, that could go for you too, Annabelle. Would be like dancing instructor. I highly recommend to do that. You can actually start with a YouTube channel for this. Again, you have to be consistent. There's this one girl I follow on YouTube. She's like, I don't know, 3 million followers. Yoga with Adrienne. Does anybody knows that? Yoga with Adrienne. She's like super, super awesome. And she started with her YouTube channel. Now she's on cover of magazine. She has a whole program. I mean, she's making banks, and she has all this company who partner with her for yoga wear, etc., etc. So this is really cool. So if you are into fitness, I highly recommend you definitely have a YouTube channel. And then this is also a great thing you can do virtually. A friend of mine is, when she was in Portugal, her client was in New York, and she was teaching him virtually movement. So it was, I guess it was for flexibility and for his body and joint and all of that stuff. I don't really know exactly what she was doing, but I know she was seeing this client every week virtually, and she was teaching him how to, move his body. So think about, again, you have to know who's your niche, who's your client, how are you helping them? At the end of the day, if you really want to understand that it's about providing value, you want to give as much as you can, because that is the way you can be different rather than take. Give out. Try to help as much as you can. Coach, consultant, that's what I do. So I'm a business coach. This is what I do. And I help people, launch their business using the digital space. If you are expert in something, think about turning it into a consulting product. So for example, let's say you are an amazing cook and you come up with all this great recipe. Why not start to put these recipe online and then selling them? There's so many things you could do. If you're a photographer, you can sell your photos online. There's tons of website out there that buys your photos. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I'm not a photographer, but I buy photos online because I use them for my business. Another thing that I do, if you're a photographer, now I know a lot of you cannot especially step out right now, so it's not a good time to do this. But if you are a photographer or you offer some sort of experience, Airbnb experience is a great place to market your products and services there. So what I do, because I travel a lot, is I hire a photographer whenever I'm in a different country, and I do a whole photo shoot. And these photos I actually used for my branding. And you've probably seen in the photo earlier when I was introducing myself, this photo right here, I've done this photo shoot in Turkey, and it was very affordable for me, and it was a lot of money for the person who I hired. So it's a win-win. So if you are doing photography or video editing, this is also a perfect place to offer your services. By the way, I didn't say video editing, an amazing skills to have. A lot of companies don't have time to edit the videos, and they hire people to do that for them. Okay, so the next one is drop shipping. I don't know if some of you know about drop shipping. This is, a lot of people actually love this. So drop shipping is, you could do really, really well drop shipping. If you have time right now and you don't have a business or job coming anytime soon, I recommend you get on this. However, drop shipping is not easy. It's hard work, but you can really do well. So let me show you. Let me see if I have this in here. Okay. So we'll get back to the previous slide in a minute. So drop shipping, for those of you who don't know what it is, you are basically looking at a specific niche of products online. Let's say electronics. Electronics is really highly in demand. Or that could be sneakers. I have a friend of mine in Turkey. He does that with sneakers. That guy is making so much money. I think it's $1 billion industry. I'm not talking about sneakers in general. I'm talking about the back end of sneakers. So buy and sell. So that's crazy. But anyways, drop shipping, you pick a niche. You have to be niche. You don't do everything. It's just too much work. You're not going to grow right away. Pick a niche. Once you identify products that you are good at, that you know have a high demand and you want to focus on, then you want to partner with a supplier like Amazon. And I think Alibaba does that too. Not sure else, probably Etsy, but you find a supplier. Then you are going to have a website where you're going to share those products on. So you have a website, you're going to find those products, let's say on Amazon. Let's say you're focusing on headset. Just give an example. Product sells for 19 bucks. This is just an example. You are going to get that information, just going to copy and paste the same photo, the same description. You're going to put it on your website. You're going to sell it for $22.99. I'm going to give an example, 25. You got to do your work. You have to do your research on the margin of that price, on how much it costs and all that stuff. And then you're going to put some work to it. You're probably going to do some ads, etc., etc. So you have to look at what profit you can make from that. Then the consumer, so us, the people who don't care and don't know, we're going to go online. I'll be like, okay, I need to buy a headset. I find your headset and yours is at $25. I buy it. Now, next thing you know, that gets shipped to me via Amazon because the supplier store is the one that ship it for you. And then you are just not made a $5 profit. So if you sell 100 of these a month, this is a lot of money. And then if you have 1,000 product in your inventory or 500, whatever, this is how dropshipper make money. But guys, if you're going to get into that, this is work, you have to spend a lot of time looking for products online. You have to post and market these products. You got to do the work. But once the person is buying the product from you, there's nothing for you to do. You have made money without even spending money. This is like amazing. That's why dropshipping, it works so well. Okay, so the next thing is going to be eBay store owner. Same thing. I've done that. I don't know if some of you know about Gary Vee. So I've been following, he had like an eBay challenge. And one day in one of his show, I saw a kid who came and he said, I just made $100,000 this year just by reselling eBay stuff on eBay. And that was like, wow. First thing I recommend you do right now, if you need cash, is to go through your stuff. If you got a bunch of stuff at home that sits there, just go and sell it. Sell it on eBay. The next thing you want to do is to get the eBay app. And when you get on the eBay app, you're going to look for the product that you have at home and you want to resell. If you go on the app, there is in the settings somewhere, it shows how much that product was sold. You can also use, if the product that you have at home or what you're trying to sell has a barcode, you can scan the barcode with your eBay app and it'll tell you how much this last product was sold for. It's amazing. And sometimes you just got to copy and paste. It says, do you sell a product like this? You say yes. They take the information there and then it create a post for you. So you could just sell the same product. There's two ways to do this though. You can start with the products you have at home and then you could sell that. And then if you want to take this to the next level, then you're going to start going to the vintage store, the secondhand store. You're going to go to the street market. You're going to go to all of those things when you know you can find a lower price. Salvation Army, all of those things like that. So you want to go there and then buy product and then resell them. If you have any question about eBay, put it out there. But honestly, right now, you can make a couple $100 a month and maybe more by doing eBay. This here's a story for you. I went to this house when I lived in Arizona. They were a moving out sale. So it's another thing. If you're going to be doing eBay store, you can have you could do that outside of your job. So you say you work full time and then at night you want to do this. So I went to this place and the moving out sale, and the lady was she gave me a box with full of kitchenware. And I remember I had just moved into my house at that point. So I asked how much. She said $10. I said, okay. So I gave her $10. She gave me the box full of kitchenware. I went home and I saw a very nice knife, and it was like designed with, it looks like it was handmade. I was like, this looks really nice. So I went on eBay and I looked for something similar. So I typed different descriptions and I find something similar. And then the guy before me that sold the knife sold it probably for I don't remember, $50 or something like that. So I said to myself, let me just try this. So I put it for $75. And guess what? I sold it. I sold one knife that I found in a moving out sale, you know, this house I met these people. I had spent $10 and I had made $75, was 65 technically. I think I had offered free shipping. I'm not really sure, but look at that. You can make a lot of money just doing these simple things. And I'm sure that in your house, there's a lot of things that for you is not really important that could be gold for someone else. So eBay, really, really good place to start. All right, the next one is affiliate marketing. So I've already covered that, Beverly. So affiliate marketing are links of products that you recommend and you'll take a percentage on the sale. So for example, I recommend my ConvertKit link. I have my own affiliate link that I ask ConvertKit to be able to have. And now every time somebody go on ConvertKit and sign up with them, I get a percentage. And the beauty of affiliate marketing is that if somebody is going to be signing up for ConvertKit for 5 years, I'll get the money for those 5 years. But that depends again on the different models of different companies. So it's really cool. Sometimes you just get one-time fee. Sometimes you get a percentage every time. So it really changes. So right now I do affiliate marketing with Amazon. So every product I recommend, I get a percentage. Obviously, the higher the price for the product, the more money you make. Okay, so the next one, so we did affiliate marketing, social media influencer. Okay, social media influencer, guys, I would recommend this one only if you already have a huge influence in your social media. So probably around 10K on Instagram. Actually, it really depends because engagement is also very important. So if you have higher engagement, that's the good place to start. I don't really look for influencer work, but I have companies who have contacted me and I only have 5,000 followers in Instagram. So which is really not a lot, but I've had brand contacted me to represent them. And most of the time I'd say no, because it doesn't match my brand. However, there's a lot of young people out there who just would do influencer marketing for pretty much anything. So depending on what you want to align with, it's I don't know, a fitness product or electronic or whatever. If you have a lot of people following you, brands will want to work with you. There's two ways they work with you. They can either pay you cash for a sets of posts, so you can do video posts, etc., or they offer you a percentage of a product, or they offer you free products. Remember I was telling you I used to run a social media agency. So what I used to do is I used to negotiate contracts with influencers. So one of the things we would do is, for example, I worked with the apparel company and we focused only on yoga and fitness clothing line for athletes. So I would go and look for influencers on social media who could represent our brands. And then I would negotiate the contracts. And usually it sounds something like this. We would offer them free clothing. So we'd ship them for them. They'll take photos and videos with our product. And then we will partner up on the sale. So we would give them either 20% or 50% on the sales. And that's how they're making the money. So if you have a lot of people following you, this is something you could do. Another thing that I saw Gary Vee doing in one of his videos is he would say, if you are a nail salon, hair salon, beauty salon, something like that, you would want to contact influencers, so which would be you if you are, and then they would offer him 3 months of free access to hair salon for 3 months, as long as you come in, and every time you come in, you do a video and you tell the people, hey, I'm here, you should come here to get your hair done. This place is amazing, etc., etc. Graphic designer, amazing. It's the same thing with web developer. If you know how to do graphic design, you can totally make money online. And then online retailer consignor, same thing. So the next thing I want to quickly show you is where you can find these places. So make sure you keep these information handy. Platforms you can find work. Honestly, there's tons of them, but I wanted you to get at least these so that way you can get started. So the first one that I really love is Upwork. Why? Because I myself go on there a lot. First of all, I have a profile there to get hired. I don't do this anymore. But when I used to do Facebook ads, I had people hiring me from there. And there's tons of company. You have to go on there, create a profile, then you got to apply, you got to send your resume, you have to create a cover letter, and then you have to explain why you want to work for this company. Again, if you want to learn how to do this, let me know because I can show you this. So Upwork is a really good platform to go to. You can find people to work with around the world. And I think it's an American company, so it excludes if you are a native English speaker. There's company that only want to work with people in the US, and that also means there's more money there. So that's a really good place to go. Fiverr, love Fiverr, but it starts as a low price. So basically it's called Fiverr because it starts at $5. But to be honest with you, you can say that, and then there's services for over $200 that you can find on Fiverr as well, and maybe more. I myself hired people to do my copy on Fiverr. I hired people to do my logo. I hired people to do a video introduction for my YouTube channel. And then recently, since I told you I'm working on this book anthology, we got a woman that's very smart. She was doing copy and editing on there, but she has a whole firm. So that was her way to get people on there. And then she would schedule a call with them. And she now charges obviously a lot more to help them publishing their books. So this is a good place to start. Okay, so the next thing is Pangian. I love Pangian. It's the platform for remote workers. They have that they have an amazing Facebook group, and they got tons of work, and they'll send you an email and let you know. Next one, American company, ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is just you can find jobs. So it's not necessarily online. However, when you go to ZipRecruiter, on the bottom left, if that didn't change, you have a place where you can look for remote work. And another thing you could do is when you go onto ZipRecruiter search toolbar, you just type either remote work, you can type online work, so remote, online, and I guess work from home. And then you can find some of this job there. The other one, you just got to go on there, weworkremotely.com, remotetask.com, flexjob.com, remote.co, just remote, virtual vocations. I have a few more, bear with me. Penjian already said that. Remotive, Skip the Drive, Remote OK, Working Nomads, Jobspresso, Europe Remotely, JobScribe, WFH.io, Outsourcely. So those are the ones that I found. So there's a lot of them, my friends. So honestly, if you got time now, you're at home, just go on this platform and start applying. But you got to figure out what jobs you want to do, because once you start focusing on that, let's say if it's VA, then you got to put on like 100% to get this job done. So I'm going to leave you with this, guys. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope to see you tomorrow. But I want to leave you with this. I know this is a tough time right now for many of us, but I want you to keep your eyes on the prize and understand that right now it's really the best time to be online, because there's millions of people who have to be online. And if you have a business, even if you don't have a business, it is really an opportunity right now to grow online. So I really want you to see this way. That way you don't panic. It's going to be okay. We are here for each other. If you want to make your contribution and help out, I think the world needs it. My contribution is doing this for this week at least, maybe next week if there is a lot of if this is of value to you, I don't mind keep doing this. But think about those little things you can do. For example, going out and maybe walk elderly people's dogs, or go to grocery shopping and go do grocery shopping for people who can go. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, and you still be careful out there, stay safe, and help out the community for people who really need it. If you are able to, go ahead and do that. Thank you again. The replay is going to be available at least today, so feel free to go back, and then I'll stay in touch with you. Feel free to DM me if you need anything, and thank you, and have a wonderful night.
I hope you enjoy this presentation. I'd love to hear your feedback. What kind of job are you going to start today? What kind of online side hustle are you going to do today to help you make an income? And most importantly, are you interested in starting your online business / side hustle? If so, let me know what it is. If you are interested in starting your own business today, or if you're interested in learning courses that can help you grow your online business, making money online, I have tons of courses like this on my website. Simply go to salouaibalin.com salouaibali.com, and then you'll be directed into the digital courses. And all my courses are between an hour to an hour and a half long, and a very simple step-by-step, and teach you exactly how you can do that specific topic. So make sure you're diving into salouaibali.com. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next week for another video like this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified every time. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. And my goal is to help you launch during this crisis. Right now we are going through a pandemic. Some of you know. Some of you